Best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the nightcap here, as the starting lineup for Northeast being called out right now. As ICC victorious in the first game tonight, and they win that one 76-58, getting set for the nightcap. A little different lineup tonight for the Indians. As let's take you to the floor for the starting lineup tonight.
Sophomore from Batesville, Mississippi, number 1, Demetrius Carlton. Starting guard, 6'4" sophomore, Hughes, Arkansas, number 3, Tremonte Doolittle. Starting guard, 6'6" freshman from Magnolia, Mississippi, number 10, Antoine Porter. Starting guard, 6'4" sophomore, Shannon, Mississippi, number 15, Rance Champ. And starting forward, 6'6" sophomore, Olive Branch, Mississippi, number 24, Shamar Brown.
And as you see there, a very different lineup than we're used to seeing tonight out of the Indians. Jordan, you were able to jot down those starters for both teams. As we're just moments away from that First American National Bank opening tip, let's go ahead and talk about tonight's Coca-Cola starting lineup, being presented by Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works by Northeast.
We'll start with Northeast on the year 17-1, 6-1 in division play, coached by Cord right up in Boonville. They'll start at forward Ladarius Spears, the big 6'7", 270 freshman out of Oklahoma. Ladarius Spears, the big guy down low. Isaac Chapman, a 6'6", 200-pound sophomore guard out of Jasper, Alabama. He'll start as the four-man. Jalen Perkins, a 6'6", 205 sophomore out of Waller, Louisiana. Walker High School will be the three in the order. Braxton Pritchard, a 6', 145 guard out of Iuka, Tisch County High School, will be the shooting guard. And then rounding out the starting lineup will be DeAnthony Tipler, a 6', 170 sophomore out of Ashland. And Tipler, you may remember, he's the guy that went for 41 points against East Mississippi a couple weeks ago, so you've got to keep an eye on him.
Northeast wins that First American National Bank opening tip. Drive inside, shot was blocked by Shamar Brown. And now let's take a look at tonight's Coca-Cola starting lineups for the Indians. ICC and Coke, now that's a winning combination. And Coach Grant Pate hopes he's got that winning combination put together tonight here in the men's game.
As you mentioned, down low, Shamar Brown, a 6'6", 217 sophomore out of Olive Branch High School. Sixth start of the year for Shamar Brown. Also starting down low will be Antoine Porter, a 6'6", 195 freshman out of Byhalia High School. Porter will start as the power forward. At the three spot, Kendricus Carlton, a 5'11", 165 sophomore out of South Panola, will be flanked by Trevante Doolittle, a 6'4", 165 sophomore out of Hughes, Arkansas. And rounding out the starting lineup and drawing his first start of the year will be Rance Champ, a 6', 170 redshirt sophomore out of Shannon High School.
Yeah, last time we saw Northeast and ICC, Northeast really packed in that packed in that 2-3 zone because ICC couldn't hit those three-pointers. And so that's going to be Rance Champ's job tonight. Neither team able to put points on the board here as they've missed shots on both their trips down the floor. 18:45 to go here in the first half. Jordan Smith, Adam Gore here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. We've got Lee Adams on the sideline taking photos for ICCimages.com. And then up top, Raphael Henry and Joey Hill running the camera for tonight's broadcast. Three-pointer on its way, good. Big basket knocked down that time, as that was number 24 with the basket. That's Isaac Chapman. The big man's got range.
That's the first thing that really sticks out to me about this Northeast team is they have length and they have range. And if you have both of those, that can make you very difficult. As you look at the starting lineup, Spears down low, 6'7", 270. And then on the wings, they've got Jalen Perkins at 6'6", 205 and Isaac Chapman at 6'6", 200.
Rance Champ answers. Deep NBA, actually beyond NBA range three there for Champ, as he buries that one, and we're tied at 3.
Champ by far the best three-point shooter on the team at 44%. And when you get him just a little bit of room there on that wing, he's able to burn the net up. Nice job there by Champ to knock one home early on.
I see former ICC point guard D. Gates in the house tonight, as there's a jumper up in and good.
So 3 guys for Northeast averaging in double figures. You've got Tipler at 20.5 points per game, and then you've got Jalen Perkins, who we've seen twice here early on in this one, at 12.2. Rounding out the order will be Isaac Chapman at over 14.
Nice pass that time by Doolittle. Finds a wide open Porter for the layup. And so every time Northeast gets something going, ICC so far with an answer. Tigers with the basketball. They're in their black uniforms. ICC in the home white. And that's a travel. Late call, but the correct call. And that time the big man waited at 270, just tilted a little bit too far to his right and couldn't keep that pivot foot.
Like what I saw here at the top of the key from ICC defensively, as Tipler came off that screen to the right side, instead of switching that screen and having a big mismatch down low, you saw Rance Champ as well as Shamar Brown double team him and not give him anything easily.
Doolittle with the basketball now. Dribbles it back, nothing there. Works it off to Carlton. Now wanting to go inside to Brown. Brown turnaround, hook shot, yes.
Nice job, Shamar Brown, going with the offhand and getting it up and over the guy. And Ladarius Spears, who's a little bit bigger than you. Left hand hook shot there in the lane, gives the Indians a lead.
Friendly roll that time as ICC leads it now 7-5. 16:25 to play here in the first half. One thing we do want to note, Madarius Hobson questionable for tonight after suffering a pretty bad ankle sprain in that game at Northwest. Three-pointer on its way from Chapman. High arching, no good. Brown goes up and gets the rebound.
This Northeast team, a team that likes to shoot the three-pointer, but, you know, they've shot it decently well, 33% on the year, but they're not a team that's really just going to get hot out there and really beat you from behind the arc.
Doolittle into the corner to Champ. Champ thought about it for a second, couldn't find it. Ball slapped away and taken away by Northeast, and that's going to be a foul whistled here on the Indians. Substitutions getting set to come in here for Northeast. This is going to be number 2 Warren and number 23 Jones into the contest. These substitutions being brought to you by the ICC Baptist Student Union. Follow them on Twitter at ICCBSU.
Adam, I never got who the foul was on there. I never saw the motion to the scorer's table.
Actually,
from
they
the official.
called it on Northeast. I thought it was on ICC. Maybe they didn't call a foul. Maybe they just said he stepped out of bounds because it's not on the big board either. So apparently no foul was called. I'm going to say that's a break for ICC because I honestly thought that ICC had a reach in on that, but then a traveling call gives it back to Northeast. A little bit of confusion there. I don't know. But either way it goes, we play on here. 15:35 and counting until halftime. ICC with a 7-5 lead here over Northeast. Northeast trying to hold on strong for that North Division championship as there's a three-pointer on its way. No good. Saved in bounds, and Northeast is going to chase it and get the ball back. Tigers drive inside. Layup is good. Beautiful layup. Knocked down that time by number 2. And that's Warren with the basket.
That was an impressive little drive there by Warren as he was double-teamed at the elbow, was able to split it, fight through, and go in through some contact. Lay it up off the right side glass. Tie game, 7 apiece, 15 minutes to play in the first half.
Doolittle with the basketball. Thought about driving inside. Now does slash inside. Had his shot denied. Now here come the Tigers on the other end. That ball slapped away, but ends up in the hands of the Tigers. Layup's no good. Mad scramble for the basketball. And they're going to have a double dribble call. Well, if they keep calling it like this, we're going to have some trouble later on because that was a pretty hard over the back that was not called. But you can't let stuff like that go in a rivalry game or basically in the MACJC like we just saw on that previous rebound.
Like Cameron Jones, the forward that checked in off the bench just a minute ago, was all over the back there. An obvious call did not get blown. And that's the kind of call in a rivalry game. If you don't get that one, it's going to get out of hand in a hurry.
Yeah, and that's just the MACJC take away. Just the rivalry just kind of adds to it. But, yeah, if you let guys get that physical in this league, I've seen it for 10 years now. Bad things tend to happen. Let's hope it don't, though. 14.5 to play here. 7-7 is the score, ICC and Northeast. Brown with the basketball. Kicks it out to Champ. And we've got a...
Good job, Simone. Good job. Keep fighting, Simone. Keep fighting.
I guess I'm going to move it back to 20 seconds. Well, they're saying 10 seconds on the shot clock. That's what was on the shot clock. Well, there was 10 seconds on the shot clock, and that's where they reset it to. Well,
we can notice through 5 minutes in the game, Adam, there's been one guy on the floor that's blown his whistle over everything.
Well, he also called the East Mississippi game when we were down there, and he called the most interesting, unique calls that you don't normally see called in the game of basketball. We actually kind of gave him a nickname like the Inspector.
So he's back with us tonight.
Yeah, he looks for stuff. So that foul. Is that a foul? I mean, they're not putting it on the board.
That was a jump ball.
Okay, so it was a jump ball. That one's going to go out of bounds. It was last touched by ICC as a nice play that time.
That's actually going to go down as a shot clock violation.
Yeah, still goes as a shot clock violation, but try to save it out of bounds, or save it inbounds, I should say, as substitution coming into the game here, as this is going to be number 11, Brandon Brown, checking into the contest. Travante Doolittle will check out here for the Indians. These substitutions being brought to you by John Herod and all the fine folks at the Bank of Okolona. Visit them at thebankofokolona.com. 7-7 is your score. 14:08 to play until halftime. Northeast with the basketball. ICC in a man-to-man defense. Three-point basket on its way left, short, no good. Brandon Brown with the board. Over the top they go. Antoine Porter lets it clear, can't get it to go, but the tip is there.
Nice job by a guy in Kendrickus Carlton, who is far from the tallest guy on the floor, but he gets in there, fights for the rebound, is able to tip it right over the front of that rim and knock it down to give the Indians back the lead.
9-7 now. There's a pocket pick that time by Brandon Brown. Brown wants to drive inside. Wow. No foul call.
Goodness, there's contact all over the place. We're back to what we said a few minutes ago. If they're not going to blow the whistle on something like that, you're going to start to see a lot more physical contact down low.
Yeah, 11-7 now. ICC with back-to-back baskets to take this lead. Lob it inside, and then we're going to have a foul called on that interior pass. So, yeah, not saying it wasn't a foul, but if you're going to call that down here, you got to call that on the other end just to keep this game in check. But that actually probably turned out to be a good foul there as it negates the dunk.
Well, we're 6 minutes and 40 seconds into action here. That's the first foul call. So that should say enough in itself.
That says plenty. So Northeast with the basketball. ICC with the lead. Three-pointer on its way. No good. Air ball into the hands of Brandon Brown. He's thought about running. Nobody running with him. And now he works it back out to the wing.
So that's the second three-point attempt for Tipler on the night, and he has not touched iron yet.
Brown with the basketball. Works it around to Carlton. Carlton looking to go inside. Nothing there. Also during that last break, Tyler Smith checked back into the contest for the Indians. Did not recognize him. He's got a haircut. And there's a nice play defensively by the Tigers to take the ball away, and then Brandon Brown with the foul there. That's just a little bit of frustration foul. Good play defensively by the Tigers, and just trying to get the ball back that time as Brown just had his pocket picked.
Yeah, that length for Northeast is really causing some headache for ICC, because over the course of the last few weeks from this offense has really gotten into a rhythm. It's been from an inside-outside perspective, and when you look at all that length that they've got out there on the floor right now, it makes it difficult to get the ball down there in that low post.
Darius Hobson getting set to check in at the next opportunity. Step back jumpers off the mark, no good. And Brandon Brown with another rebound. Up the floor they go, leave it inside, and there's a foul on the layup. And I tell you what, ICC just doing a good job, and it's almost running a seam route. Brown being very patient, waiting for somebody to kind of a delay go up the middle, and then lobs it over the top. Couldn't get the layup to fall, but he will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and an even better pass there by Brandon Brown is to thread that needle and get it over the guy that's in between the two of them, drop it in there. And once you get that basketball into the middle of the floor there to Tyler Smith, you're in a good position to either score or get fouled from behind.
Smith misses that first free throw. Checking into the contest, this is going to be Madarius Hobson. This substitution being brought to you by the Cagle Eye Center. 862-EYES. That's 862-EYES. That's how you can set up your appointment there at the Cagle Eye Center. Second free throw was good. 12-7 now, ICC with the lead.
Free throw line is so big in a game like this when you got a really outstanding team like Northeast, 17-1 on the year. You've got them in your home gym. You got them at your place. When you get those opportunities to score like that, you got to take advantage. Carlton
takes away the backside cut. Layup inside. Blocked away by Northeast. Boy, Northeast recovers so nicely on defense. They collapse down there in the paint, whether it's through a half-court set or on a fast break, either one. They collapse down there and really go at the board, whether it's a block or a rebound. They get in your face. Well, the pace is picked up here at the Davis Event Center as they go into the corner. Hobson, he wants a long three. Yes! Mayday with the three, and ICC takes a 15-7 lead. Timeout taken here by Northeast. Full timeout on the floor. We're going to take the timeout with them. Back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back out of the timeout here. 15-7 is your score. 11:51 to go in the first half. Adam Gore, Jordan Smith bringing this action here in the ICC Alumni Association and Foundation broadcast booth. If you'd like to join the Alumni Association, well, tonight would have been your night to do it, as they're hosting the Alumni Association and Indian Club Member Appreciation Night. Michael Upton, Jim Ingram, and Tilda Bushline doing a great job there. A very vital part of the college.
Absolutely, and I feel for Miss Tilda. It takes somebody like her to keep guys like Michael Upton and Jim Ingram straight, but they do a great job upstairs with the Foundation and Alumni Affairs.
Great ball fake that time by number 24, Isaac Chapman. Got Madarius Hobson in the air, leaned into him, and drew the foul. And Chapman will head to the free throw line for a couple of free throws. Good crowd here tonight at the Davis Event Center. Student section slowly and quietly filled up during that women's game. I see members of the ICC baseball team, which, by the way, they're scheduled to open their season tomorrow, weather pending. The game was originally scheduled for 1 o'clock against Southwest Tennessee. It's been moved up to lunch, so if you can't make it out to the ballpark, you can join us here on the red channel, as the second free throw is good. Softball team, they opened their season with a impressive pair of run rule victories over Jackson State, Tennessee, as both the ICC baseball and softball teams ranked number 7 in the preseason poll.
You know, I was having a conversation with a couple of recruits today, Adam, about not only do we offer 10 sports currently and number 11 on the way with volleyball, but of those 11, we are competing at a very high level across the board with all of those.
ICC with the basketball now, 12 seconds on the shot clock. Carlton tries to drive inside. Nothing there. Now Champ pulls up, long two-pointer is halfway down, no good, and nothing but black shirts on the inside with the rebound. Ooh, looked like a travel, no call. Tigers with it now. Looking for that backdoor cut into the corner. Three-pointer on its way. That one rattles around, no good. Guess who has the rebound? Yep, that's Brandon Brown. He has been Windex tonight as he is just cleaning the boards. And ICC doing a good job of limiting the Tigers, just one and done on the offensive end. A friendly roll as that one falls.
Nice job by Tyler Smith there, taking it a guy bigger than him there in Cameron Jones, but he gets up and under him just enough to get around. Goes to work on the big fella there and finishes off the right side.
So ICC, wow, largest lead of the night here for the Indians. 17-18. Lead is 9. Tigers with it. Pull up from the key. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Good looking shot that time by Perkins.
The difficult thing about defending against Northeast is every player they've got on the floor is capable of scoring from pretty much anywhere on the floors. Even with Cameron Jones out there as the big guy, he's the 5-man on the floor right now. He can stretch out wide and hit that three-pointer on you as well.
Turnaround shot. No, halfway down, wouldn't fall, but there's Carlton with the rebound. Good job by Carlton to be in the right spot at the right time there. We talked about Tabria Gandy's ability to do that. Carlton, the Indians' version of that here tonight. Long two, halfway down. No tip is there, though.
You know, as you mentioned Tabria Gandy, again, we'll mention Madarius Hobson for the same reason. Is him and her both do such a great job of getting into position to where they can rebound. Hobson, a guy who's going to give up some size to the guy that he's defending usually, but he gets in there underneath him, gets in the right position, and makes it easy to tap that ball in.
Three-pointer, that one bounces around and falls. A friendly roll that time, as that was number 1, Humphrey, getting the three-pointer to fall there. 6-point contest, 19-13. 9:15 to go here. ICC with the lead and the basketball. Indians in their home white. Tigers in the road black, and that's going to be a pushing foul whistled here on number 5, Cole McGarth. McGarth, a little frustrated that foul got called, but he put his hands in the chest of the guy trying to fight through the screen.
Well, I get there's a big screen there from Tyler Smith, but you can use your hands to work your way around him. You cannot use your hands to fight through him, and that's what he was trying to do right there. That's a pretty easy call for an official standing right on top.
Second foul of the night called on the Tigers. 3 have been called on ICC, and even 9 minutes to play here in the first half. Indians up 19-13. Carlton ball fakes, now works it around. Smith with the basketball now. Wants to work inside, and A lot of contact, no foul call. Good no foul call, I guess you could say. Brown's going to put this one up. Did he get it off in time? Yes, he did. Nobody there to rebound for ICC, and the Tigers get a nice stop.
Just taking a lot of time on the offensive end for ICC to get anything to go down.
Two-pointer is short, no good. Brandon Brown with another rebound. Drops it off. That one slapped away. You got to work with a little bit more purpose than that in the transition game. Now here comes the Tigers on the other end. Reverse layup, good.
That's what Northeast wants to do to fight back into the basketball game, is get the basketball out in transition and score like that with that length they have, but also with the guys they've got that can beat you from deep. They've got plenty of options out in transition to get their way back in.
Brown with the basketball, looking to work against McGarth. Nothing there. Mayday for a long two. Nothing but the bottom of the net.
Just can't believe how much of a cushion they are giving him, as he had a three-pointer that was wide open earlier. They're a two-pointer from off the elbow. Just nobody anywhere close to him. Easy bucket there from Mayday.
Yeah, they got the mismatch they were looking for. Spears switched on the screen. He gives up some speed to Madarius, so he was playing back. And that's a guy you don't want to play in the game, of course. If he can get spot up and shoot, he's going to knock it down 11 times out of 10.
And, you know, that's one of those things as we talk just about week in, week out about how Hobson is always going to be defended by a guy that's bigger than he is. Sometimes that guy feels like Hobson is the same size, though, and doesn't expect a guy. You know, you don't expect the 4-man or 5-man to stretch you out and hit a bucket the way Mayday can. And you've seen that happen several times over the season, but several times here tonight as well.
Carlton puts up that jumper. It's no good. ICC leads 21-15, 7.5 to play now until halftime. The Tigers going on a little bit of a run here, trying to climb their way back into this one. ICC has led as much as 9. That shot knocked down, and oh, what a rough collision there, as Brandon Brown gets the steal, and wasn't anything malicious or purposeful that time, but that was just a unfortunate tough collision there, as Brandon Brown being checked on by Coach Pate right here in front of us.
Brown's one of those guys. He was the player of the year, player of the week a couple of weeks ago, but he's done such a great job. The freshman just really taking control of the team offensively, and really, I would say about 3 weeks ago when he kind of became the de facto point guard for the offense. That is really when you saw this team start to take that step forward, and you see it so far here tonight as well, as he's been in control on the offensive end.
Brown picks up his dribble, now goes inside to Hobson. Hobson's fadeaway shot blocked that time, had a little bit taller of a player on Mayday. A nice defensive play that time by the Tigers. Northeast with the basketball, driving inside, drops it off, but then there's Mayday on the other end with an equally good defensive effort. He takes it away and leads to Carlton over the middle, and the layup is good.
Little floater in the lane there from Kendrickus Carlton. It's a nice pass as he comes up the center of the lane, takes off from the logo, and finishes it with a little bit of a finger roll there off the right side, and ICC pushes it out to an 8-point lead.
23-15. Tigers layup is not there. Rance Champ with the rebound. ICC getting out and run. Leads it to Carlton again. Carlton wants to drive inside. Up and under. Not there in the rebound. Pulled down by Northeast. ICC up in the tempo. Haven't seen that a lot out of ICC this season.
No, you've really not. And it's kind of special to see against the Northeast team that is really their MO. That's what they like to do as well. But they're getting those defensive rebounds and pushing the basketball out in transition, and have found some success with that.
Spears, the big man, absorbs some contact and gets the basket to fall. 23-17 now is the score. ICC with the lead. 6 minutes to play until halftime. Subs set to check in for both teams. Brown wanting to drive inside. Lane opens up. Shot is no good. Rebound being fought for. Loose on the floor, and there's Carlton. Again, right spot at the right time.
Good spot there, and a good job by Carlton just to take that rebound, get it back to Brandon Brown, reset the offense, and as things have got really high tempo here in the last couple of minutes, allow things just to kind of calm back down.
Brown with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Spot up jumper. Money.
You got to love that by Brandon Brown. It's almost like he took 5 seconds to size that one up and hit it right there from the baseline, but nice job to know you got wide open look. Make sure you get it in there. 25-17
now. ICC with the lead over the Tigers of Northeast. That ball slapped away, but then there's going to be a reach-in foul. Whistled here on number 5. That's going to be on Tyler Smith. Substitutions in here for the Indians. Checking in is number 3. That's Trevante Doolittle. A pair of subs in for Northeast. These substitutions being brought to you by your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, give Joey a call at 862-9340. That's 862-9340. And a travel call. I didn't see it.
I wasn't even sure he'd caught the basketball by the time we heard the whistle.
Yeah, I would say, though.
Coach Cord Wright kind of had the same look. He didn't even know what to say. He didn't even think his guy had touched the basketball yet. But nonetheless, ICC will take it back.
So turnover gives the ball back to ICC. Maybe he moved on the inbounds pass. I don't know. Either way it goes, ICC with it now. 5 minutes to play here in the first half. Indians lead it 25-17. Brown wanting to work one-on-one, drives inside, a lot of contact and a charge. Good call.
Yeah, a lot of contact down low. They will say that Isaac Chapman had his feet set. I'll give Brandon Brown for coming in there out of control and a call that will go against ICC and give it back to Northeast.
Yeah, he was asking, as that's his second foul, he'll come out. Shamar Brown to come in. He was kind of trying to plead his case, saying the guy was inside the arch, but that was just a good take on the defensive end by Northeast. 25-17, ICC with the lead, Northeast with the basketball. 4:40 to play here in the first half. Three-pointer on its way. That one back iron no good, and we've got a foul underneath. And come on now, if you're going to call that foul after some of the other stuff you let go, as both guys just getting physical, trying to block out and go up for the basketball. Neither one of them really getting an edge to get the basketball underneath that time. And the inspector calls that one. 4.5 to play here. 15 seconds on the shot clock. Tigers with the basketball. ICC leading 25-17. Up and under shot is put up wildly, no good, and a nice block out by Shamar Brown underneath.
Outstanding defense there by Madarius Hobson.
Yep. Champ with the basketball. ICC was trying to rush it up. Northeast did a good job of identifying the shooter and quickly closing in on him. But they're going to go to a 3-2 zone here. Brown wants to pull up the jumper. He's fouled. And that'll send Shamar Brown to the free throw line. And again, I didn't see any contact there.
And Jalen Perkins is going to get called for that foul, and he looks at Coach Cord Wright and says, I didn't touch him, man. It's just a lot of whistles being blown.
And here's the thing, folks, and we're not trying to be negative towards the officials here, but this is two ICC guys saying that about a Northeast player. Is that free throw no good?
You know, you really need those shots off the free throw line if you're Shamar Brown. You got an 8-point lead here. If you could somehow stretch this thing to 10 and get into the locker room with a 10-point lead, you would really feel good having that advantage going into the break.
So Brown awaiting the second free throw here. It's on its way and good. 26-17 now, ICC with the lead. Substitution into the game here. A pair of subs coming in for ICC as Carlton and Porter check in. These substitutions being brought to you by the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, a proud sponsor of ICC athletics here on the ICC Sports Network. 26-17, 4 minutes to play until halftime. ICC with the lead. Jordan need to play some solid defense here for the Indians.
Nice set play there coming off the made free throw, too, as they take Javen Humphrey, who's been one of the wing guys all night. He gets a little bit of a screen out top towards the elbow, and he flashes right down the lane. A good pass gets it to him and foul from behind. Sending him to the free throw line. But that's one thing, you know, we've seen Northeast play twice this year. That's one thing they like to do more than anybody else is they're going to dial up something set coming out of the break off a made free throw, and they're going to run it to perfection, and that's what they did right there.
First free throw is good. Makes it a 26-18 game. 3:55 to go until halftime.
7 fouls against ICC, so it'll be 1-1 for Northeast the rest of the way through until you get to 10, make it double bonus.
So waiting the second free throw here. And it's good. Got them both that time. And Northeast sneaking their way back into this one. ICC has led a large majority, if not the majority, of the first half so far. So Doolittle with the basketball. He's going to dribble over on the far side of the floor. Going to try to work off a Madarius Hobson screen. Good job fighting underneath at that time to force the ball back out. Looking to go inside with it. Nothing there. Hobson with the basketball now. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Carlton driving inside. A lot of contact. And that one deflected away, and Northeast comes away with it. And just not consistent calls tonight in the paint. As the Tigers with it now, swing it around. Jumper from the free throw line. Back iron no good. And the rebound is reeled in that time by Tyler Smith. Going backside to Hobson. Hobson with it. Now leaves it back into the middle. This is Tyler Smith. Goes up and finishes.
Great job by Tyler Smith to flash through the lane, but an even better job about Madarius Hobson to get turned back, see Smith flashing through there, and deliver that pass in a crowded environment into a place where only his guy has a play. And Tyler Smith with a nice little graceful finish off the right side.
28-19 inside. 3 minutes to play now. Three-pointer, high arching. Off the mark, no good. And Trevante Doolittle gets the rebound. Doolittle now wanting to try to push the issue. Didn't have anything, so backs it back out. Indians have done a good job tonight limiting second shot opportunities for the Tigers. Mayday's jumper, yes.
You see Madarius Hobson really playing one of his better offensive games so far tonight as he knows his role. He knows he's one of the bigger guys on the floor for ICC, and he's burying home any open look he gets. And did he really just say he touched him? Was that the call?
He seriously said he called it on Black 23.
Going the other way.
Wow.
Yeah, he said Black 23.
But he literally said touched him. And again, that's...
Cord Wright's going to work on another official down here. That's about 3 calls that have gone against him. And
I'm going to say this. Cord has every right to, or Coach Wright has every right to get after the official because he literally came down and said foul on Black 23. He touched him.
I thought I heard him say touched him, but that definitely was the foul call. It's going to be an offensive foul on an off-ball offensive foul for touching someone.
Either way it goes, ICC with the basketball now. This is Hobson back into the corner to Smith. Smith trying to go inside to Carlton. Good defense by the Tigers to keep that one away from him. Hobson wants the 3. Yes!
I'll tell you what, at this point right now offensively, ICC needs to figure out how to get the basketball in Madarius Hobson's hands every time down the floor because he is zoned in.
ICC leads this thing 33-19, and we've got another foul on the floor here, and guess who calls that one? So that foul whistled on the Indians. This will send number 2 to the free throw line. That was Warren.
I'm not kidding. There's been 13 fouls called in the first half. I remember 1 foul called by a different guy.
I told you before the game. As that free throw is good. I'm not trying to be like I told you so, but I legit said before the game, this is how this game will be officiated. And you know, if I know that, coaches know that, so they know they're going to have to adjust to their style of play. Second free throw good as well. Makes it a 33-21 game. ICC with the lead, 1:53 to go.
You know, this goes without saying, but this is a very big last 2 minutes here. Yeah. ICC double-digit lead, under 2 minutes to go in the first half. If you can manage the clock, not turn the basketball over, and not give Northeast a couple of good looks in transition, you're going to feel pretty good about this.
Hobson with the basketball, gets inside to Smith. Smith now goes underneath. Layup too hard, and the Tigers with the rebound. Good defense that time. Used that Shaq defense. As soon as he felt him leaning into him, just moved out of the way.
That was a good look for Tyler Smith, though, as he had an opportunity to finish with the left hand, just too hard off the glass.
Tigers thought about the 3, backs it back out now and resets the offense, working with 15 seconds on the shot clock, 1:18 to go here in the first half. They lob it inside. Good position underneath, and the layup is good. Nice, patient offensive set that time for the Tigers.
And that's something you give up sometimes when you're giving up the size advantages. Cameron Jones down there standing at 6'8", being defended by Madarius Hobson and Antoine Porter, who he's got a definite size advantage on. Just a nice entry pass over the top, and he's able to finish easily right at the rim.
33-23, ICC with the lead inside, a minute to play. And Smith going to work inside, and there's going to be a foul whistle, and that one's going to call on 23. Okay, I was going to say if they called that one on 24, Isaac Chapman, that was all ball. But getting number 23 instead, Cameron Jones with a little bit of the body.
You know, we talked a lot early on about the length that Northeast had, but that is 2 guys that play a lot of time, 1 starter and then the 6th man. And Cameron Jones and Jalen Perkins both with 2 fouls. So definitely some foul trouble over on Cord Wright's bench. He's going to have to go back to Darius Spears down low in the post.
First free throw is good. This is number 5, Tyler Smith at the line. Pushes the lead out 34-23 with 53 seconds to go here. Winning the second free throw, and that one's back iron, no good, and the Tigers with the rebound. If you're Northeast, you can do a quick 2 from 1 if they can hustle down the floor and get a shot off here. Doesn't look like that's what they're going to try to do in this situation. Swing it back around, three-pointer on his way, back iron, no good. Rebound tipped out, and Carlton finds it. Smart by the Indians to slow that down.
Smart job there by Kendrickus Carlton. Pull it out. About a 7-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. I would run this thing down as low as I can and make sure that Northeast only gets 1 look at it.
Looks like that's what Coach Payton wants the Indians to do here. Doolittle looking to go to work, trying to work off a screen from Smith. Now drives inside. Wild shot put up. No. Couldn't get the rebound, but there's Doolittle with the rebound. Now it's going to be a jump ball. And Doolittle getting strong and physical underneath that time. And tie ball, and it's going to be in possession of the Tigers.
Well, it was a good possession. Doolittle did a great job. That thing rolled all the way around. I don't know how it didn't go down for Trevante, but nonetheless, did a big defensive stand. 10 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Tigers with the basketball. ICC with the 34-23 lead. Trying to drive inside. Are they going to call a charge? Yes, they are. Carlton takes one for the team there, and that's a big foul.
Did a great job to slide his feet over in front of DeAnthony Tipler, and I tell you what, the Indians have done a great job defending on DeAnthony Tipler tonight. It's same guy that went for 41 against East Mississippi a couple nights ago. He's got 2.
Doolittle with the basketball, throws it up, trying to draw some contact. Not going to get that call. Any situation there. Impressive first half for the Indians. They lead at 34-23. We're going to take the timeout and be back with more right after this. And come back with Little Caesars halftime report here on the ICC Sports Network.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni. All at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Just after midnight on January 1st, we transitioned into a new day, a new year, and a new decade, new beginnings, and a new start. Since 1948, Itawamba Community College has had many logos, slogans, and taglines, and many different looks, but the message has been consistent, just as it will continue to be. We are a premier community college, one that is known and respected far beyond our region. At ICC, we are cultivating the potential within each student through academic excellence, transformative experiences, and a supportive community. ICC's logo is vitally important to our brand. It acts as a signature, an identifier, and a stamp of quality. Simply put, it is ICC's identity. The I represents our 3 locations, Fulton, Tupelo, and Belden, where we continue to provide quality instruction and innovative training to our students. The feather unites current and former students through tradition, history, and our deep heritage, while the border symbolizes the strength and enduring value of an ICC education. The typeface conveys that we are bold and impactful beyond our locations, keeping us front and center as the iconic institution. A new look for the new decade. Itawamba Community College, the best start here.
The Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that!
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this. Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Why ask her?
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as ICC leads at 34-23 here at halftime. And Jordan, impressive first half for the Indians.
Well, absolutely. I mean, if you would have thought you were going to come into the night at the half and be leading at 11, you would have felt pretty confident in where you stand. So definitely a nice addition and a nice feeling for ICC to go into the locker room up 11. Now, can you maintain that? Because you know Coach Wright over there in the locker room for Northeast is making those adjustments that they need.
Let's take a look at some first half stats being brought to you by the Sonic in Fulton. Hey, on your way home tonight, if you're listening here, and I don't know why you're on your way home watching it, but going on the way home. But yeah,
if you're on the way home right now, stop at Sonic and bring us something back here.
Next time you're at a game and you're on your way home.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
So anyway, save me, Jordan. Tell us about those stats.
We'll take a look first at Northeast. And, to me, Adam, all I had heard about coming into the night was DeAnthony Tipler and the 41 points he'd scored against East Mississippi a couple of weeks ago and how he really was in position to be the Division Player of the Year. Well, he's averaging 20, and as I say this, I'll jinx it in the second half, but only 2 points for Tipler tonight so far through the first half. Also, 2 other guys averaging in double figures, one being Isaac Chapman. He averages 14, only 4 points in the first half for Chapman. And then also averaging 12 points for Jalen Perkins, only 4 points in the first half for him. So looking along with the other guys in the starting lineup, only 2 points from Ladarius Spears, and also no points from Braxton Pritchard. So no help in the scoring column from him. So 2 points for Spears, 2 points for Tipler, 4 points for Perkins, 4 points for Chapman, no points from Pritchard, and that is out of the starting lineup. And then other than them, seeing action was Javen Humphrey with 5, John Darius Warren with 4, and Cameron Jones with 2. So leading scorer at the halftime break for Northeast is Javen Humphrey with only 5 points. Flip the page and look at ICC. ICC led in the first half by Benarius Hobson, who's coming off the bench. 5 field goals for Hobson, 12 points, leads all scorers through the first half of action. Tyler Smith, another guy off the bench, 6 points. So the 2 leading scorers for the Indians tonight through the first half, also off the bench. 4 points for Kendricus Carlton, drawing a start tonight for the Indians, as well as 2 points for Antoine Porter in the starting lineup for Coach Grant Pate's ICC Indians. Ranch Champ, 3 points off in the starting lineup, as well as we see Shamar Brown make an entrance back into the starting lineup tonight. 3 points for Shamar as well back in the starting lineup. Brandon Brown off the bench contributed 4 points, and that rounds out those that saw action there in the first half for ICC. Went 8 deep, so 3 guys off the bench to go around those 5 starters, which was a different starting lineup than we're used to seeing. And Kendricus Carlton, Trevante Doolittle, Antoine Porter, Rance Champ, and Shamar Brown. But I will say, going to that bigger lineup definitely had an effect early on Northeast and what they were trying to do down low.
Absolutely. And so we talked about an interesting change in the lineup, but so far, so good for the Indians. They lead at 34-23 here at the break. We're going to take a timeout, hear a few words from our sponsors, and then come back and hear from Coach Rick Collier about the upcoming baseball season, who hopefully will start tomorrow here in Fulton at 1 o'clock, or excuse me, at noon. Mother Nature may have a say in that one. 34-23, ICC leads Northeast. Back with more right after this.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni. All at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
Well, Rick, baseball season, it'll be here before you know it. Coming off at just one of the best seasons ever at ICC. You had won the state championship, hosted the region tournament, finished number 2 in the country. Just kind of reflect back real quick over last season.
Yeah, that was a great year. We've had a couple other years, several years that get close to that, but I think we were 42-8. An exceptional group. I mean, that group of guys spoil a coach. They took care of their business. I mean, went to class and great grades, and winning 41 ball games, winning another state championship for us. It's just a great year, and it all about them. And when you get a good group of guys and they all gel like that and believe in one another and take care of their business, it always works out like that. Those other state championships we got, they were good groups, and everybody bought in and just had a great year.
Well, Rick, you talk about those group of guys. We'll eventually focus on this year's team, but you can only put 9 on the field, and you had 5 or 6 that went Division I, so that talks about the type of talent you had. Other guys also signing scholarships as well. So let's just talk about that. You're losing a lot of really good baseball players, some of them the SEC, other schools like that, but you got a lot of shoes to fill this year as well.
Yes, it's going to be a young group out there this time. We'll have 2 starting guys back. Our center fielder will he'll move from right field and go to center. That's Lane Domino, and our shortstop's back, Brett Coker. But we lost all those other guys. We lost our top 4 arms in the rotation. We lost Hootie to Mississippi State, and Medlin to Middle Tennessee State, and Krieger went to La Tech, and Lancaster went to Missouri, and our catcher went to Ole Miss. And then Medlin was our everyday first baseman, except when he wasn't pitching, and Krieger was our second baseman. So, LB went to Mississippi College out in left field. Russell's now going to Mississippi State. We got a lot of shoes to fill, and thing about it is we try to keep it rolling here. We got a good group. We got a good, talented group. They playing hard. Had a great fall. We were 6-2 in the fall and scored a lot of runs, and that's about junior college. You're gonna have to replace them. This is my 22nd year to be here, and 18th as the head coach, and been down this road before, and we're just working hard, and we're going to try and get this team rolling also.
Well, Rick, you talk about that. You've been here 22 years, 18 as head coach. What keeps that fire lit in you to come back and just, it's something about it. When baseball season gets here, man, life is good.
Yes, it's competition. It's challenges. It's another challenge. When you got 20 new guys on your roster and kind of got off sync with some injuries and some red shirts and some things like that, your idea, you'd like to have 14 and 14 or 15 and 15, but we're at 20 freshmen. But it's a good challenge. I mean, it's fun to watch them get better, develop, weight room, long toss programs, and it's obvious our guys get better. We've had 33 SEC signees out of here in my time as head coach, and 6 or 7 drafted, and not counting the other great schools that these guys have gone to. I'm up over 250 guys going to 4-year schools out of here, and we just work hard, and and the guys got to buy into it. That special group of guys come in and they see how it helps them to work. It's just a challenge. I love it, and I'm starting to get energized again after this Christmas break, and we'll get after it again. But there's a lot of work already going into it since they got here in August.
Well, you talk about the challenges, and this year that schedule is going to be another tough challenge, and that's what you do. You challenge yourself outside of division, because once you step inside the division play, MACJC baseball, everybody talks about how tough football is. Baseball, I think, is equally, if not a little bit more tough.
Yes, you get in that MACJC now, you can get beat any day. And you got to come out playing your best every day. You can't take anybody for granted. I tell my guys, don't even worry about who's got a uniform on the other side. Just play every day, and it's a marathon. It's not a race. You got to run it. You got to go. It's 28 games, and it's just tough. It's relentless. You got to play hard and do well every day.
Well, Rick, anything else you want to add maybe to the fans that getting ready for the baseball season, and just kind of fire them up, get excited with you and to be here before we know it?
Oh, yes. It's a come on out opening day, and we'll have a great time. It's come watch a good group. I can't tell you right now who's going to be the starters. We'll be mixing and matching early, and same way with the pitching. We got a lot of good names out there that did well in high school, and it'll be exciting watching them develop and mature as a junior college baseball player.
Well, Rick, appreciate you taking time out of the day to talk to us, my man.
Thank you.
Brought to you by Renaissance Bank, the bank that understands you. Learn more at renaissancebank.com.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni, all at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza. First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
Davis Ford in Fulton is your Ford dealer for new cars, trucks, and SUVs and has a wide inventory of certified pre-owned vehicles. Find your next dream car or truck from our Ford showroom or go online to davisfordsales.com and search our new and used inventory to see what is on our lot. So stop by and test drive the all-new fuel-efficient Ford Focus or Ford Fusion or the new Ford Explorer or F-150. Go further with Davis Ford, 904 West Main Street in Fulton or online davisfordsales.com.
And welcome back. 34-23 is your score. ICC with the lead, and they'll get the basketball to start the second half. Jordan, for the Indians right now, couldn't really script a better first half.
No, absolutely. I mean, I think if you told any ICC fan, I think if you told any ICC player, I think if you talked to Coach Grant Pate and said, hey, you're up 11 points at the halftime break, you want to take it? Every one of them would say yes. So definitely a good position there. Is a good look coming out of the break. Doolittle can't make that one go home.
Yeah, good look there out of Trevante Doolittle. 34-23. ICC with the lead here over the Tigers of Northeast. Looking for that backdoor cut, and we've got a foul. Yep, foul underneath, and that was going to go against Doolittle there as they cut him on that backdoor cut. And so the ball will go back to the Tigers on the baseline. Tigers in black, trimmed in white and gray. ICC in their home white, trimmed in red and blue as they try to lob it inside. Big man going to work and finishes.
Big Ladarius Spears, when he gets that basketball on the inside of that block and he's able to back you down towards the goal, he's tough to stop. I mean, he's every bit 6'7", 270. When he gets that momentum coming downhill, he's tough to stop.
Doolittle now drives inside, almost had his pocket picked, kicks it into the corner to Champ, gets it back to Doolittle. Doolittle driving inside, great defense by the Tigers. And then Doolittle just carries it, and he was just trying to be a one-man show that time, wasn't really giving up the basketball. Credit the Tigers defense forcing a turnover.
You can tell that ICC really wants to get the basketball inside. I mean, you could tell that at times during the first half, and you could tell in that possession right there. They're trying to get it down in there to Shamar Brown or Antoine Porter, and there's nowhere to go with it, and you're the point man, you just kind of end up stuck with the basketball.
So the Tigers with it now. Inside 19 minutes to play now. Trying to go a little pick and roll inside. Big man turns around. His shot is up, no good. And Antoine Porter gets the rebound. Hey, you're just going to get big. You're going to be strong tonight and take a beating, because right now it looks like the Tigers are going to try to run their offense through Spears.
And that all started up top when they double-teamed the point man. They double-teamed DeAnthony Tipler with the basketball. He forced a pass somewhere and caused the guy at Ladarius Spears, who's not used to putting the basketball on the floor, to have to put it on the floor. That double-team up top created all of that commotion.
Nice backdoor cut that time. Layup is good. That was Carlton with the layup, and nice finish there. Good answer on the offensive end that time by ICC. 36-25, 18-15 to go here in the second half. ICC with the lead, Northeast with the basketball. Tigers trying to work off that high-low set. Oh, beautiful feed underneath, and the dunk that time thrown down by number 24, Isaac Chapman.
And you saw what Tipler did that time. Instead of dribbling into the double team, he faked that way, came right back to the left side, and then obviously you got a mismatch, and that causes somebody to step forward, try to cut him off, a bounce pass to the goal, and a nice slash to the rim for a dunk. Easy look on offense.
Shamar Brown had the three-pointer. It was no good. Carlton puts up the jumper, and Carlton's going to be called for a foul, but my goodness, he was hammered on the shot attempt, but didn't get the foul call there. Now, he did undercut the player from Northeast, but Carlton that time was mugged on the shot attempt.
Looked like there was some arm as he went up with the right side, and you know, you're giving up a lot of size down there low. When you get some contact, I mean, you're supposed to call that a foul. You've got bigger guys on smaller guys. When they get in there with contact, that makes life even more difficult. I'm surprised we didn't see that one whistled.
So coming up on 17.5 to play, Tigers not firmly grasping momentum, but starting to get that way here in the second half. Jumper is on its way. Well off the mark, no good, and that's going to be Rance Champ with the rebound.
Good defensive possession right there from ICC.
Doolittle wanting to work one-on-one. Crosses over the defender, and Doolittle just dribbles it back over to the right side. Into the corner they go to Champ with it now. Champ tries to get it back to Doolittle, and it was going to be thrown away, and Doolittle has to go into the backcourt. He almost let that one go. If he did, would have resulted in the second dunk of the night for Chapman, but instead just a mental breakdown by ICC.
Yeah, that's the one thing you don't want to see there, is you don't want to start devaluing possession of the basketball. Got to take care of it. As again, you can see that ICC is really wanting to get the basketball down in there low, and there's just nowhere to go right now.
Looking to drive inside, now kicks it back out. Chapman, wow. Like he got away with some steps there. Loose ball, and the Tigers find it. That layup's no good, but the tip is there, as I believe that was the big man, Spears, cleaning things up.
So lead cut down to 7 points. As on that possession, basketball goes down into the low post, and you can see all that size from Northeast crashed in there, went towards the boards. And they look like they're going to crash in there low and try to get it right to the rim early and often here in the second half. Correction,
that was Isaac Chapman with the basket. Drive inside, good straight-up defense that time by Northeast. Now here comes Chapman in the open floor, and he jams it. Indians need a timeout. It's all Tigers to start the second half of play. 16:29 to play here. We're going to take the timeout and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back out of the timeout. ICC getting in some substitutions during that timeout. Let's reset your Coca-Cola lineup on the floor here for the Indians. It's going to be number 11, Brandon Brown. Number 22, Madarius Hobson. Number 1, Kendricus Carlton. Number 15, Rance Champ. And number 5, Tyler Smith on the floor here for the Indians. Drive inside. There is a foul. And they're going to say 2 shots coming up here for Kendricus Carlton. You know, we talked about in the women's game, which, by the way, Lady Indians won 76-58 in the first game of the day. We saw some players growing up in front of us. Carlton, a sophomore, but he's starting to build more confidence as this season progresses, and he's played well tonight.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's nice to see those younger guys get in there, but also to see a guy like Carlton who is a sophomore, has been here, but to see him really come into a role and have a big role for this team down the stretch. He's really come into his own, and now, I mean, in the starting lineup here tonight.
Yeah, Coach Wright didn't like the fact that he was getting some shot opportunities there, and that's going to be a big foul. That was the second foul there on Jalen Perkins, so Perkins will have to check out, and Coach Wright still trying to beg his case. He did get fouled and throw the ball up, even though he had his back turned to the basket that time, so not really a whole lot you can argue about that.
Well, he said when his back's turned like that and he gets fouled, how do you know he's shooting?
That's a good point.
Is the
that's
question.
the argument. The ball went towards the rim, I guess, is what the referee would have to say in that situation. Both free throws knocked down that time by Carlton, as there's going to be a spot-up three-pointer from the corner for the Tigers. It's off the mark, no good, and Carlton gets the rebound.
You know, that's a look Northeast really wants to bury to get their offense in a full-fledged swing, as it's a wide-open look over there for Humphrey out the corner. He likes that shot. That's a spot on the floor. He's comfortable. Just not been able to make it go home.
Smith, strong move. As he goes up and challenges the big man, gets the shot to fall. And I've been impressed with Tyler Smith tonight as well.
And he's one of those freshmen, if we want to talk about a freshman coming into his own and really adopting a role down the stretch here, Tyler Smith, since the resurgence of this offense in the post, he has been the guy to go to.
Bank shot is up, in, and good that time. Just went up and under, did Isaac Chapman. Renaissance Bank shot. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. RenaissanceBank.com.
You know, we talked about Chapman at the halftime break, only had 4 points, was averaging 14 a game. Well, that's 6 quick ones here in the second half. And a guy like him, he's going to get his points. Very athletic, but he can put the ball on the floor to be his size. He did just that there.
And Carlton's going to be hit with the charge that time. Good job defensively on the part of Anthony Tippler to slide with the ball handler and then steps in front of it and takes the charge. We saw Tippler get hit with that same call earlier. That's going to be the third foul, though, on Kendricus Carlton. That hurts because he's played well.
Yeah, you hate to see Carlton come out because he's been one of those slashers that has been able to get there into the teeth of that length of the defense of Northeast and make some things work. As you get him to the bench, get him a breather, and try to get him back in here in a few minutes. Got to be careful, though, with the foul trouble.
Michael Crump checks into the contest, his first time coming in the game tonight. That's where they go. They attack, and it's going to be a three-point basket knocked down by Tippler. That substitution being brought to you by First American National Bank here in Fulton.
Got to be careful as Tippler, a guy that He's a streaky shooter out there beyond the arc. He shoots it at about 40%, but they say when he knocks one home, that's when they start to multiply on top of each other.
Hobson, fall away, out from behind the rim that time. Smith takes it away and couldn't get the shot to fall. Hobson went to the deck on his shot attempt, and then Smith was in the right spot at the right time. Couldn't get the shot to fall, but was able to draw the foul and go to the free throw line.
And Northeast kind of in a position here where they got to be careful as Jalen Perkins, one of their big guys, 3 fouls. Now Cameron Jones, who subbed him off the floor, he's got 3 fouls, so going to have to watch the foul trouble down low.
That's one thing we talked about in the first half. There was foul trouble for both teams, and we'll see how that plays out here in the second half. Looks like we'll get another substitution getting set to check in here for the Tigers, as it's going to be number 15, Bolden, into the contest. So they just sub one tall, long guy in for another tall, long guy.
Yeah, Bolden, a guy that's not played very much. He's one of the guys they're looking to develop a little bit more down low in the post. Bolden, a 6'5", 190 freshman from Jackson, Callaway.
42-36, ICC with the lead, 14-20 to go here. Pull-up jumper for Tippler is short, no good, but he's able to find his own rebound that time. Lost the ball, bounced off the back of Champ, and Tippler found it again. He has magnets in his hand.
You know, that basketball hit right off the back numbers of Rance Champ. He was in the right spot. Ball just got knocked loose and hit him.
5 seconds now on the shot clock. Tippler wanting to drive inside, turns around in the paint. Shot is up and good. Just a beautiful basketball move that time by a great athlete in Tippler.
Yeah, he's a good ball player. He does a great job putting the basketball on the floor. He can run a set and get the basketball to him off a screen, and he can beat you with just a post-up game or a straight-up shooter game. He can also put it on the floor and make you pay.
Well, it's like Northeast, that's where they want to go through their offense right now, is through Tippler. Crump with the basketball. ICC now going to work, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Brown, pull-ups for a 3. Back iron, no good. Hobson with the rebound. His jumper bouncing around, no, and we've got a foul. I believe this is going to be on Brandon Brown. Yes, it is. And if that's going to be on Brown, I believe that's going to be his 3rd. And that is the case now, so 3 on Brown.
You can't fault Brandon for getting in there and trying to fight for a rebound, but at the same time, you got to know your situation from a foul standpoint.
And so the Tigers with the basketball. Try to lob that one inside. And again, the Indians a step away from getting that turnover. Instead, it turns into a 3-point attempt. It's left short, no good. And Smith, good long block out, far away from the ball that time to get that rebound.
Yeah, good job there. That's what you're taught. You know, when the ball goes up, get a body on whoever's close to you, box them out, get yourself in a better position than they are to get the rebound. And Smith did that, even though he wasn't right down there low in the post.
Hobson with the basketball now. Swings it over. This is Champ trying to drive inside. Good help defense on the part of the Tigers. Smith with it now, wants a long 2-pointer. That one off the mark, no good. And the Tigers getting the rebound. Now, this is a big difference now. We saw the Indians doing a good job of kind of controlling the boards earlier. Second half, the flip, the Tigers have done so.
You just don't see ICC getting those good looks at the basket that they got early on as they're wanting to facilitate offensively through the low post, and they just have not been able to get the basketball there. They've not forced the turnovers on defense either to get those easy looks out in transition.
42-38, ICC with the lead, Northeast with the basketball. Coming up on 12 minutes left here in the contest. Up and under, that shot's no good. Rebound, though, is off the mark, no good, and Hobson gets the rebound.
I tell you, that was a smart play by John Darius Warren, too, to know shot clock's low, it didn't touch the rim and get one up. That was impressive.
Impressive smart-wise, impressive athletically as well, as that was just a tough shot. Brown drives inside, his shot is up. No call, a lot of contact, and the officials say play on there. ICC fans a little upset. Tippler goes inside. His shot is up, blocked by Hobson. Loose ball on the floor, and the Tigers find it. Tippler finds it from the corner. That one's short, no good, and Brown with the rebound. Boy, the Indians dodged a big-time bullet there.
Absolutely. Now see Brandon Brown here. The young point guard does the right thing, kind of slowed things down. Now he's going to attack off the right side and gets fouled underneath the goal. A good job by Brandon Brown as he shows that he's going to slow down and let reset, gets a defender on his heels, then just blows right around him and gets it to the rim.
That foul whistle there on number 1. That's Humphrey, his 2nd foul, team 3rd foul. ICC's been hit with 4 fouls so far here in the second half. 11:27 to play here, and ICC to the free throw line. First free throw, friendly roll as it hits the front of the rim and rolled in. As Crump will check out, and this will be Doolittle checking in. These substitutions being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. 43-38, waiting on the tail end of this 2-shot opportunity for Brandon Brown. and gets them both. Big free throws not down there. Substitution back into the game here for Northeast is Cameron Jones. So right now the situation on the floor, you got Jones, I know, with 3 fouls. Brown with 3 fouls. Doolittle, has he got 3 fouls as well?
Got 2.
He's got 2. Okay, so some key players right now in some sticky situation when it comes to fouls. Drive inside, layup is good, count the basket. And that was just strength that time, able to finish there. And they call that one on Madarius Hobson. And now a chance at a 3-point play the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, that was just a good job there by Perkins, a guy who, one of the bigger guys out on the wing we've talked about, knows athletically he's going to be one of the more athletic guys on the floor night in, night out. Just attacks the rim, fights through the contact, but is able to finish anyway.
Brandon Brown gets up big and gets the rebound there. You got to think he's closing in on a double-digit rebounding night if he hasn't already got there. I think he had 6 in the first half. Brown with the basketball, works it over to Doolittle. Doolittle lost the dribble of it, now dribbles it back to Brown. Brown wanting to work one-on-one. Good switch on the defense that time by the Tigers to force him to try to give up the basketball. Now goes inside, nothing there. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Trevante Doolin will have to do something. Fall away jumper is back iron, no good. Rebound, slapped around, and Brandon Brown finds it.
You know, not a great offensive possession there. Only 2 guys saw it on the possession, but it's capped off by Brandon Brown getting in there and fighting for an offensive rebound and getting a do-over, basically.
Hobson with the basketball now, wanting to work one-on-one. Looking to go inside. Picks up his dribble, now kicks it out to Brown. Brown with 4 seconds on the shot clock. Going to drive inside, the lane opens up, and he was fouled that time. And
you know, that's not a terrible foul. That's going to be a pretty good look there in the center of the lane, probably a floater opportunity for Brandon Brown. The shot clock was low, so you hate to do it in that situation, but still, foul. You only have 14 fouls, 10:25 mark. So don't give it to him easy. That will be foul number 3, though, against Javen Humphrey. So now 3 guys with 3 fouls for Northeast.
Substitutions in the game for both teams. Isaac Chapman checks in for Northeast, and Kendricus Carlton checks in for ICC. 10 minutes and 20 seconds to play here. 4-point contest, 44-40. ICC with the lead and the basketball. The Tigers have fought their way back into this one, and loose ball on the floor, and somehow ICC finds it. Got to take a shot here. Champ shoots the 3 and buries it.
Adam, that's a possession where ICC is going to get a 3-point bucket from Ranch Champ, and they ran 1 minute and 20 seconds off the clock, aided by an offensive rebound and then a foul with 1 second remaining on the shot clock before that.
Indians needed that one there. Tigers quickly down the other end and misses the layup. Got too far underneath the basket. And now here comes Hobson. He had the ball slapped away. Great job in transition that time by number 22, Perkins, to take the basketball away. Tigers now 1 of 3 on the other end. That one's halfway down, no good. And there's Kendricus Carlton with the rebound. Grant Pate jumping up, throwing both hands up in the air. Carlton looks over at him like, I'm slowing it down.
I tell you what, it was almost a track meet breaking out right here. Everybody over here on this side of the gym, I felt like was saying, slow down. This thing was getting a little bit too up-tempo. Get the basketball over there to Brandon Brown and let him control your offense.
9:15 to play. Brown goes inside. He's hammered. And a late whistle.
If that's on 22, that's foul number 4 on Perkins.
It's on 23.
Well, that's foul number 4 on Cameron Jones then.
And that's a big foul there as well. And that is the case. That's his 4th foul. 47-40. 9:12 to go here in the contest. We've talked about it before. Free throws are big. That's something both the Lady Indians and Indians have struggled with this year. But if you're ICC, if you want to pull off this upset, you've got to hit these free throws.
Yeah, I mean, up late, under the 10-minute mark. I mean, Adam, how many games have you seen change because a team doesn't make the free throws down the stretch or doesn't value possession of the basketball?
Yeah.
That seems to me like that's the 2 things that separates good from great teams. Is they take care of the basketball, they make the free throws when they get there for those freebie opportunities.
Well, the first one good for Brandon Brown, waiting his 2nd free throw opportunity coming up here. It's on its way and good. 49-40 now. ICC with the lead, 9:12 to go in the contest. Tigers with the basketball. Lady Indians won it 76-58 in the first game of the day. The Indians trying to pull off the mild upset tonight and see if they can complete the sweep of the Tigers here in Fulton. Swinging it around the perimeter now. Tigers looking to go inside. They do so to the big man. Perkins turns around. Madarius Hobson stepped away and then took the ball away. Smart
I tell you
play.
what, as Spears went up with it, Hobson just put a hand on the basketball and knocked it loose. Hobson giving up about 5 inches down low in the post to Spears, but playing just as big as he could.
And probably also giving up about 100 pounds as well. 3-pointer from the corner. It's big if it goes. No. And Perkins gets the rebound. Boy, that one would have been a big shot there for the Indians if it could have failed. So now the Tigers with the basketball. 8:23 to play here. ICC leading it 49-40. Looking to go in on the drive. Kicks it out in the corner. Nearly lost the basketball. Is able to get it back now. Drive inside, and that time just beat the defender. And we've got a timeout called by the Tigers. Timeout on the floor. 49-42. 8:11 to go here. We'll take the timeout with them and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back out of that timeout. That timeout being brought to you by the ICC Indian delegation. They want to remind you to take a timeout of your own and schedule a tour of Itawamba Community College by visiting tours.iccms.edu. That's tours.iccms.edu. All right, Jordan, 8:11 left. ICC leading at 49-42. What do the Indians need to do to hang on to this one?
I think first and foremost you have to get the maximum output from every possession. You can't turn it over. You need to start to think about the clock just a little bit. You know, that doesn't mean run it down all the way, but make sure you're taking a good shot when you've got it on the offensive end. Then defensively, you got to get down there and fight for those boards. You've got to crash for the offensive boards. Lastly, when you get to the free throw line, you've got to convert. You've got to make them pay when they give you those free opportunities.
Carlton drives inside. Renaissance bank shot is good. Looked to be a little bit out of control that time, but a big basket there. Pushes lead out 51-42 ICC, 7:45 to play. Tippler with the basketball. He's going to dribble over on the left wing now. Carlton tries to draw the foul, the air ball, and there's a foul on the rebound that time, as that one's going to go against Rance Champ. Not necessarily a bad foul, because if not, it's an easy putback for the big man.
It looked like there could have been a little bit of a push-off by John Darius Warren, and Coach Pate's right here in front of us, and he's saying the same thing. I agree, Coach. That looked like he had a forearm in him to me.
Three-pointer on its way. Good. Big basket there for the Tigers, as that was Tippler. You just got to know where he is at all times.
He'll make you pay if you give him just a little bit of room, especially off an inbound pass. You know they're going to bring him off a screen, try to get him an open look, faced up at the goal. They did just that. He buried it home.
51-45, 7:15 to go here. ICC with the lead and the basketball. Tigers extending well beyond the three-point line and travels before he put the ball on the floor. And Coach Pate took the opportunity to work the official that time and say, keep an eye on that push-off. And, yeah, that was a travel, as he just didn't dribble the basketball before picking up that pivot foot.
Yeah, we saw Northeast go to that trap at the half court for the first time tonight, so I would expect ICC to try to get a more guard-oriented lineup on the floor, somebody they can feel more comfortable with and swinging that basketball. You want to get the ball to the middle of the floor if they're going to trap you.
Tippler driving inside. His shot is up and good. Man, that kid is good.
He's taking over here in the third, or I say the third quarter, in the
second half.
The second half, yeah. I guess we could say.
Would have been the third quarter.
Would have been the third quarter. That's 10 points for him, where he's really just taken over here, really since the under 10 mark.
Yep. Brown drives inside. His shot is up. A lot of contact. No foul called. Last touch out of bounds by ICC. 51-47, 6:41 to play here, and a clock that feels like it's barely moving. Indians going to try to get in a substitution, and
they're going to give ICC the basketball.
Good job. I thought it was off on Northeast. I wasn't going to say anything because I had kind of an awkward angle at the basketball. The other official on the far side of the floor comes in and does change the call. So now they're going to check the shot clock. They get the thumbs up on the shot clock with 15 seconds. So ICC ball on the baseline. To Mayday. Beautiful.
Absolutely. You know what? One of the things we talk about in football is you want to put guys in the secondary in conflict. Well, they put the guy covering the inbounder in a conflict right there. Didn't know which way to go. Capitalized on it with Madarius Hobson. That's two easy ones on the inbound. 53-47,
ICC with the lead. Tigers with the basketball, and that's going to be a foul there on Champ. Champ was trying to collapse out on the three-point shooter. Smart play by the ball handler that time. Just ball fake, got him, and let him run into him and draw the foul. That's going to put the Tigers on the line.
1-1 here at the 6:23 mark. 7 fouls against ICC.
We talked about it. Free throws could end up being the difference in this ball game. So we'll see as the front end of this 1-and-1 opportunity rattles around and falls for the Tigers. As this is number 22, that's Perkins at the line.
Perkins, a big guy out there. You sometimes wonder how they shoot the free throws. About a 70% free throw shooter on the year. And their team shoots it well, too. 73% on the year for Northeast off the free throw line.
Well, that one did the same thing. Hit the back iron, kicked forward off the front iron, and then just went straight up and fell through. Pair of free throws made there for the Tigers. 53-49, ICC with the lead. 6:18 to play in the contest. Can the Indians find a way to hang on to pull off this upset tonight of the Tigers? The Tigers at one point was ranked nationally in the country, I believe, at number 23. Has fallen out after losing to Mississippi Delta. As Carlton drives inside, his shot's no good. Rebound being fought for, and we've got a foul underneath. Well, the inconsistency continues on how they're calling the game here, and
it's going to be 4 fouls on Kendrickus Carlton, too.
Yep, and that's a big one there, so we'll get a substitution in the game here. When I say the inconsistency, they've been consistently inconsistent on both sides of the ball. You'll see a touch foul 1 second, and then you see something like that where Carlton goes up and gets sandwiched between two Northeast players, and he gets called for the foul. So
it's really kind of been the outlier, that call there. Is on the rebounds tonight, they've really let them fight for the rebounds. That time, that was one where it didn't seem like a whole lot there, but blow it nonetheless.
As that free throw bouncing around, no good.
So they don't hurt you off the free throw line, but it does hurt to have 4 fouls on Kendrickus Carlton here. Under 6 minutes we go. 5:53 remaining in the contest.
So Indians with the basketball. This is Brown. Drops it off to Hobson now. And I couldn't see. Coach Pate was in the way, but I think it's a foul on Northeast.
Yeah, it looked like Warren had got in there to try to tie the basketball up, and they say he got him in the back before he got there. And, excuse me, that's not going to go against Warren. That's going to go against Perkins. So that's 4 fouls now on Perkins as well.
That's a big one there. As he picks up his 4th, and don't like the Tigers are looking to go towards the bench. This time they go inside to Smith. His shot was blocked out of bounds. Smith went up strong. I do like the no call that time as both guys just went into each other.
Yeah, they let him body him up a little bit, but it feels like here down the stretch they're going to let it get a little physical.
So the Indians ball on the baseline. Gets it inside to Hobson. Hobson now goes to Smith. Smith sees a trap. Spins around now, picks up his dribble, in trouble, swings it out now, 10 seconds to Brandon Brown. Brown wanting to drive inside, goes up and under. His shot is no good. The tip not there, and we've got a foul somewhere on the floor. The official furthest away from the play, and that's going to be on number 24 for the Tigers.
It's going to be 17 fouls on Northeast, so now into the bonus goes ICC.
And that's going to be the first foul on Chapman, is that correct?
I've got 1 on Chapman.
That's impressive to be as aggressive as he is, just now picking up his first foul. And so the Indians going to the free throw line. This is where you got a TCB. First free throw, no good though. You can't do that if you're Tyler. You know the official's going to call that.
And now they're going to get free throws on the other end. That's team foul number 9, so the next foul is going to be the double bonus. So it looks like down the stretch here, there's going to be a lot of free throws coming.
Yep, 5:19 to play here. 53-49 is the score. ICC with the lead.
And that sends DeAnthony Tipler to the free throw line, a guy shooting it at 87% on the year.
And that first free throw is good.
Tipler only had 2 points at the halftime break. That's 11 so far in the second half, so he's working towards that average of 20. He's got an opportunity here on the free throw line to keep on working towards that number.
So waiting the second free throw, and that one good as well. If you're the Tigers, that's exactly who you wanted at the free throw line. Timeout on the floor. We've got a ball game brewing here, 53-51. ICC leading by 2. We'll take the break and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
And welcome back. 5:19 to play in the contest. ICC 53, the Tigers of Northeast 51. This has been back and forth. The Tigers slowly but surely have chipped their way back into this one. The Indians need a basket this trip down in a big way, Jordan.
That's exactly right, Adam. Is, an 11-point halftime lead for ICC, and slowly but surely Northeast has not had the lead in the second half. They just kind of chipped at it and chipped at it and chipped at it. ICC has really struggled to move anything offensively. As you look around, just not much motion. They just have stood around outside the arc and tried to make something happen as the shot clock wound down.
4 seconds on the shot clock. ICC is going to have to hurry. The ball's going to be slapped away, and it's going to go out of bounds. That should be a shot clock violation. They're actually going to put one more second on there, so it's going to be a tough situation here.
You got time for a pass in, and you got to launch it from wherever you touch it. If the shot clock says 29, they're going to have to reset that thing and get it back down to 1.
And that's what they're trying to do right now is new shot clock operator here, but they are going to put it at 1 second. So Jordan, heads up as the ball could easily come right back at us. Gets it, puts a shot up. Oh, if that would have went, that would have been huge. Loses nearly the ball out of bounds at that time by Tippler, but a great play to keep the ball with the Tigers. Good stop by the Tigers.
Focus on DeAnthony Tippler right here, and you see they're going to trap up top with it. It looks like Madarius Hobson is going to be chored. We're slowing him down here down the stretch.
Tigers kick it out. Thought about the three. ICC fans want to travel. Didn't get the call. Tigers with it now. They go inside. Jumper's no good. Offensive rebound is there. Tie ball game.
Sure looked like a travel out on the wing to me, Adams. He slid those feet around a couple of times. No call. We're all square here. 53 apiece as the 4-minute mark we approach.
53-53, as Jordan mentioned, coming up on 4 minutes of play now here in the contest. ICC with the basketball. Can the Indians dig deep, find a way to keep their push going towards postseason play alive with the win tonight and the upset of the Tigers? Hobson with the basketball. Long two, off the mark, no good in the rebound to the Tigers. The Tigers have just kept the Indians off the offensive boards throughout the entire second half.
Just another possession there where ICC waits until about the 6-minute mark to try to get anything moving towards the basketball goal. Just not much penetration, not much movement within that offense.
Tippler goes inside, had his shot blocked by Hobson. Out of bounds, last touch by the ICC Indians. 15 seconds on the shot clock. 3:34 to go here in the contest. 53-53 is the score. Trying to go inside, ICC takes it away. That's a 5-second violation. Well, the referee, and Tippler's arguing about it, or not Tippler, excuse me, Warren's arguing about it. The referee actually called the 5 seconds but didn't have the whistle in his mouth. And so that's the reason why the whistle came after the ball went in bounds. Timeout on the floor. 53-53, 3:34 to go in the contest. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
My burger goes best with mustard.
Ketchup and mustard.
Grass-fed beef. No, corn-fed. On the grill.
Now, flat top.
Iceberg lettuce.
Nah, arugula.
Jalapeno.
No way. Avocado, dude.
Medium rare. Gotta be well done. Brioche.
Sesame seeds.
American cheese.
Cheddar.
Can I have a turkey burger? What? Turkeys are for Thanksgiving, man. I like my burger with the Coke.
I'll agree to that. Strictly with a Coke.
Only with the Coke.
Coke and a burger. Come on.
All right.
That's where you get the flavor.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back out of the timeout. 53-53, 3:34 to play here. Let me go back and kind of explain that. You asked why wouldn't the referee have the have the whistle in his mouth? Actually, when he went to blow the whistle on the 5-second call, it came out of his mouth, and then that's the reason why there was a late whistle on that 5-second count.
Yes, not normally do you see a little bit of a delay on a 5-second call, but that would explain it.
Yeah. So Trevante Doolittle has checked into the contest. They go inside to Hobson. Hobson powers up the shot and good.
You know, fighting through a lot of contact down there with Madarius Hobson, but if you want a guy that's got to do that, he's your guy every single time.
Absolutely. We talked about it. Pretty bad rolled ankle in that Northwest game, battling through some of that pain there. Loose ball on the floor, still loose. Mad scramble for the ball. It's going to be a jump ball. Are they going to call a timeout? Now we got a foul? How do you call a foul in that?
If they call that foul against ICC, they may have to hold some people down because there's no way that can be a foul call that goes against ICC. That's a terrible call to call that on top of somebody like that. That's horrible.
Everybody falling on the floor, diving after the basketball.
That's
and
a
they
horrible
call that
call.
foul on Trevante Doolittle.
That's terrible. ICC had possession of it, got tackled from behind, and they call 7 guys on top of the basketball on the floor. It looks like a dog pile on a baseball field, and they get Trevante Doolittle for the call. That's terrible.
And not only that, but somehow DeAnthony Tipler goes to the free throw line.
That's horrible. You know, it would be one thing if all night long it hadn't been the same guy doing it, but all night long, consistently inconsistent both ways, having to make a show for himself wearing the stripes.
And that second free throw was no good, a big miss there. ICC 55, Northeast 54. Inside 3 minutes of play. Business is picking up here in the Davis Event Center. Let's reset the lineup on the floor here for the Indians. Trevante Doolittle, Madarius Hobson, Brandon Brown as Hobson puts up a long 2. It's off the mark, no good. Rebound to the Tigers. Also on the floor is Kendricus Carlton and Rance Champ for ICC. Tipler driving inside. The shot is up and good. Well, Mayday tried to draw the charge that time, didn't get the call. And ICC wants a timeout. Timeout taken here by the Indians. Tigers retake the lead for the first time in a while. They lead at 56-55, 2:26 to play here. We'll take the timeout with them. Let's hear from Renaissance Bank and be back with more right after this.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
And welcome back out of the timeout. 2:22 and counting. ICC trailing at 56-55. Brandon Brown with the basketball. Over to Carlton. They're giving Carlton a lot of space, daring him to shoot it. Now gets it back, this time guarding him a little bit closer this time. Drops it off to Brandon Brown. Brown thought about working off the screen, kind of lost his balance. Now gets it back out to Carlton. Carlton ball fakes on the 3. Now it's going to put a shot up, and that's going to be an air ball. He was trying to draw the contact, and good no call by the official because the ball handler initiated that going into the the defender.
You can't say enough about what Northeast has done down the stretch here. They have buckled down defensively. Typically a team that try to outscore you, get out. I mean, they're averaging 88 points per game, so they really want to get out and just outscore you and not worry as much about the defensive end. But down the stretch here tonight, they have buckled down on the defensive side.
Tipler with the basketball, and Doolittle gets a foot in the way of that one as he kicks the ball. The shot clock will reset to 20. 1:48 to play here, 56-55. Northeast with the lead and the basketball. The Indians, do they have one more run in them? Can they find a way to come back and win this contest? The Tigers have fought and clawed their way to take this 1-point advantage. Tigers looking to go on the drive here. Nothing there. Good defense on the part of the Indians. This is Warren with the basketball. He wants to shoot the 3. It's on its way. Back iron, no. And how is that not over the back? Madarius Hobson gets pushed to the floor on the rebound, and the officials say play on. My goodness. This game is too big for these 3 officials on the floor right now. They cannot handle this close of a contest, and I'm not saying that because it's going ICC. I'm saying it's both ways. Both these coaches have been in the ears of the official all night. 3-pointer off the mark, no, but Brandon Brown gets the rebound. Boy, that would have been a big 3-pointer if it fell. 1 minute. 1 minute to play, 56-55 Northeast. Carlton drives inside, and he's bumped. Wow, they call that foul after what we've seen over the past minute and a half.
You know what? That's a great way to put it because there's been a lot more contact than that both ways. But say got him with the arm, pushed off there, and that's going to send, I believe, Kendricus Carlton to the free throw line. Carlton, a 60% free throw shooter on the year. He hasn't had any bigger than these 2 right here, or this one upcoming right here, trying to tie this thing back up.
So 56-55 is the situation. Carlton at the line. First free throw, no. Oh, hit that back iron and couldn't get the friendly roll. Big miss there. 52 seconds here. Tigers want to get a basket, but they also want to eat up a lot of time. This is Tippler with the basketball. If you're Tippler, you don't give it up unless you have to. Three-pointer on the other end for the Tigers. Off the mark, no tip. That's got to be offensive foul.
There's no way they can call that against ICC. Are you serious? Isaac Chapman came all the way across the floor and jumped over somebody again, and you can't blame Mayday down there. He's trying to plead his case as well.
And again, it's that same official that makes the call. My Lord. First free throw is good. Goodness, I'm not saying a lot because I'm afraid what might come out of my mouth. Second free throw good as well. Good job that time by number 24, Isaac Chapman, to hit those free throws in a clutch situation. The lead is 3, Northeast 58, ICC 55, full timeout. We're going to take it with them and be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
First American National Bank is a local bank. Our 10 locations are right here in Northeast Mississippi. Banking decisions are made locally by people who live here. It's been that way for more than 50 years. Our involvement in the community is important to us. That's where our roots are. Technology, it changes daily, but our community is what keeps us together. If you like high-tech banking, we've got that too. Follow the flag to First American National Bank, from Iuka to Tupelo.
And welcome back to action. Out of the timeout, ICC trails at 58-55, 34 seconds to play. The Indians are going to have to hurry, trailing this one by 3. They get it to Hobson. Hobson drives inside. He's hammered. But oh, that one almost went in.
Hey, I like that tack right there, though. Had a 7-second differential between the shot and the game clock. Get it to Madarius Hobson on a dribble drive. Let him get in there. Hey, if it goes, you got a chance to tie it up. Nonetheless, points for the clock not running. You got a good chance here.
That's going to be the 5th foul called on Perkins tonight. I like it. They had their 2 big guys in the paint. Saw they didn't want to attack.
And they went up swinging, too.
They
didn't worry about foul trouble at that point.
Yep. So Mayday to the line here. A 1+1 here for Hobson.
That'll be a shooting foul, so he's going to get 2.
They're giving him the shooting foul. That's right. So that free throw is good. And we're going to take a timeout here for ICC. Timeout on the floor. 27.1 seconds to play. Hobson's going to come back with a free throw out of this timeout, full timeout, so let's take it with him. We'll be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Here, you can be your best. The best train here. Learn here. Succeed here. Perform here. Win here. Thrive here. Itawamba Community College. The best start here.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
And welcome back out of that timeout. 27.1 seconds to play. Hobson at the tail end of a 2-shot opportunity here. Made the first one. Can make it a 1-point contest here. Second free throw, yes. Big free throws for Mayday. 58-57, 27 seconds to play here. Northeast with the basketball and a quick foul.
Gosh, Adam, I'm trying to bite my tongue, but that is just absolutely terrible. He runs on top of him. He's got him trapped in the corner. He's got the baseline and the sideline one where he's stopping the other spot, and they blow a whistle on a foul on the guy when he breathes on somebody. I mean, you've let him be physical, and then you do that. That's just hard to see.
And, again, you see who called it.
It's almost like you're anticipating that situation, that if there's anything close to contact, you're calling the foul, and that's what happened.
So Northeast, they got to take care of business, though, here from the free throw line. First free throw. Oh, that one sneaks its way in.
So Braxton Pritchard at the line, freshman guard. He's only a 57% shooter on the year, so if numbers are correct, he shouldn't be able to knock this one down.
And he knocks it down. Big make there. Man, I really would love to see that ICC All-American band on their feet trying to cause some issues there, but instead they're just sitting there watching. Come on, guys. 60-57, timeout on the floor. ICC trails it by 3. 25.6 to play here. Jordan, let's keep it here. Just right now for ICC, you got to get something quick.
Well, no doubt. 25.6 seconds, so if you elect to go the same route, try to drive something in there, you may get fouled, get to the free throw line, score without the clock running. Or at this point, it may be time Coach Pate decides we're gonna get that three-point shot up and we're gonna try to tie this thing up. If you do that, though, the issue is you give Northeast the last look at the bucket. They've got as much time as they want. They can run it all the way down and get the last shot to try to win it. So I'm in favor here. 25.6 seconds remaining. I think your best play is to try to lengthen the game, drive in there, see if you can make something happen, see if you may get fouled.
So 25.6 seconds to play in the contest here. 60-57, Northeast with the lead. ICC trailing by 3. Well, the fact that some of those people that were leaving the gym, they have now stopped on the concourse up there. There's still a lot of time left in the game here. Northeast looks like they're going to come out with a little bit of a token press in this situation, at least force ICC to eat some time up by bringing the ball up the floor here. So this is ICC with the basketball now. Swings it over to Rance Champ for 3. That one well off the mark, no good.
You got to foul.
Yeah, you got to foul here.
And now they're going to call it.
And then a travel.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow, so they don't call the foul, and then they call a travel on Northeast, and we've got a timeout taken by ICC. Timeout on the floor. So this is going to be a 30-second timeout. We're going to take the timeout with them. Be back with more right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
This broadcast of ICC Athletics is being brought to you by Renaissance Bank, Little Caesars, Davis Ford, the Sonic of Fulton, Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Works, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, First American National Bank, the ICC BSU, your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox, Cagle Eye Center, the ICC Foundation, the Bank of Okolona, and the ICC Alumni Association.
Well, buckle up, fans. ICC trailing at 60-57, 15 and a half seconds to play. Jalen Bean has checked into the contest here for the Indians. So ICC trying to get some three-point shooters on the floor here. Brandon Brown to inbounds. He's going to get an inbounds to Champ. Rance Champ with the basketball now. 10 seconds, trying to work one-on-one. Deep 3 on its way. Bank, no good. Rebound pulled down by Northeast. And a foul there on the Indians. Boy, they got the shot they were looking, not necessarily the shot they were looking for, but the shooter they wanted to shoot that time. Thought he had a chance to bank it in, but now Northeast a chance to put this thing on ice.
Yeah, it was a long way out there. He had to pull up a little bit outside of range. He had a defender there pretty close. It closed out well. Just not a great look. And, coming out of the huddle there, only one pass to try to get something opened up.
So trying to put this one away. First free throw, no. Want to do it, and misses the front end of that one. So waiting the second free throw here. It's no good. Rebound to Carlton. Carlton checks the clock, dribbles up for 3. Does it fall? No! Tip is not there. The Indians had a chance to send it to overtime, and Northeast escapes with the victory tonight, Jordan, and My, oh my, the Indians had every opportunity down the stretch, just could not find a way to send it home.
I tell you what, they had a couple of good looks there towards the end of the game, and then they were gifted a look there after 2 missed free throws by Northeast. Northeast lucky to get out after that. We talked earlier, good teams versus great teams. Great teams close out games. They make free throws down the stretch. Northeast didn't necessarily do that, but they still escape. Quite the basketball game we had here on the floor of the Davis Event Center.
60-57, the Tigers win this one. We're going to take a timeout. Come back with the Renaissance Bank postgame report right after this on the ICC Sports Network.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you, wherever you go. Renaissance Bank. Understanding you. Member FDIC.
Car Hop Classic for just $2.99 is the perfect 1-2 punch of flavor and value.
Time that!
You need a trainer to help you eat the burger?
Hey, stay out of this. Don't get in my head, man. There's barely room for me in there.
Hurry in and try quarter-pound double cheeseburger or 6-inch Philly plus tots for $2.99.
My mom never let me eat this much cookie dough.
What would she say if she saw you eating this big scoop cookie dough blast?
I don't know. Might ask her.
Don't tell your father.
Oh, naughty, naughty.
Hurry in and scoop up our new cookie dough treats. Try order ahead to get happy hour anytime.
Everyone has a unique story to tell. Maybe your story has you performing your new song in front of a crowd, getting to play your favorite sport, or enjoying a horseback ride in the country. At Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi, our group of skilled surgeons understand your need to continue your story. That is why we are the preferred choice for orthopedic care. Thank you for choosing us. Our story is you. Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi.
Get a Little Caesars large, extra most bestest stuffed crust pizza, topped with pepperoni and cheese, and stuffed with over 3 feet of cheese in the crust. That's right, we stuffed cheese into the crust of the pizza with extra cheese and the most pepperoni. All at the nation's best price of just $9. Try our convenient app and Pizza Portal pickup.
Pizza. And welcome back one final time here in the Renaissance Bank postgame report. ICC drops a heartbreaker, 60-57. They had a couple of shots and some three-pointers late. A chance to send the game into overtime, just couldn't find a way to get it done. Take a look at some of those Sonic stats. Of course, when we talk about this Renaissance Bank postgame report, Renaissance Bank, visit renaissancebank.com to learn more about the Renaissance Rewards extra checking account. You can get things like roadside assistance, cell phone insurance, over 400,000 discounts. Renaissance Bank, understanding you, renaissancebank.com. Jordan, your thoughts on the games?
Well, you know what? We were talking here in the break just a minute ago. This team that ICC has is a different team than was on the road at Boonville a month ago. I mean, there's been some changes you've seen. I mean, I think the biggest one being Brandon Brown's transition to the point guard spot and really facilitating the offense. But really, I mean, you're up 11, you're up 13, and you're in a game where you are leading one of the top teams in the country, not just the state, but a Northeast team that's got several guys that are going to go on to play Division I basketball. You're a lot better than you were, and the thing is I see that upward trajectory continuing down the stretch here.
That game recap being brought to you by the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi. From strains and sprains to tears and breaks, the Orthopedic Institute of North Mississippi has got you covered. Give them a call at 662-377-BONE. That's 377-BONE. Or stop by and see them at 499 Gloucester Creek Village in Tupelo. You're taking a look at some of these Little Caesars highlights from the game. Of course, when we talk about Little Caesars, we always want to remind you that thanks to the new Little Caesars app combined with the new Pizza Portal, the fastest pizza in Itawamba County has got even faster. They're located at 1405 South Adams Street, right here in Fulton. Little Caesars, a proud sponsor of tonight's game. So we got some final stats, and we've got to pick a star of the game. And Jordan, I know you got some of those stats there in front of you. Of course, these stats being brought to you by the Sonic of Fulton.
You know, these numbers are very, very similar. And you think about a game that was nip-tucked the way it was, Final stats, Northeast shoots it at a 35.6% clip. ICC shoots it at a 34.5% clip, so within a percentage point of each other in field goal percentage. Rebounding, Northeast is far and above a bigger and a longer team than ICC is. They finished with 42 rebounds on the night. ICC with 41 rebounds, so ICC right there with them. The number that impressed me, though, was more so than just the rebounding, the offensive rebounding. 15 offensive boards for Northeast. ICC got to the glass offensively 14 times. So those three numbers there very close across the board, and it really just indicates how close the game was. Looking at the point totals for Northeast, they were led by DeAnthony Tipler, who only had 2 points at the halftime break, but he finishes with 17 points tonight on 6 of 19 shooting, 2 of 6 from three-point range, 3 of 4 from the free throw line for Tipler in 35 minutes of action. A double-double for Isaac Chapman, the other guard in the set. 14 points to go along with 13 rebounds, so a double-double for Chapman tonight here on the road in Fulton. And rounding out the starting lineup, Ladarius Spears had 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting, as well as Jalen Perkins had 10 points on 4 of 7 shooting, and he fouled out at about the 3-minute mark remaining in the contest. Rounding out the starting lineup was Braxton Pritchard. Pritchard was 0-2 from the floor, but he did have 2 free throws that he made to get him a total of 2 points. They did find scoring off the bench in Javen Humphrey. He had 5 points and led all scoring for Northeast at the halftime break. Jodarius Warren had 4 points on 1 of 6 shooting. And then rounding out the scoring column for the Tigers was Cameron Jones. Jones 2 points, 1 of 2 from the floor. So leading scorer for Northeast tonight again, DeAnthony Tipler, 17 points, 6 of 19 from the field. Taking a look down the page at ICC, all leading scorers tonight is Madarius Hobson. Hobson had a good night all around. As we talked about, he's battling back from an injured ankle. 29 minutes of action tonight for Madarius Hobson off the bench. 18 points to go along with 3 rebounds. Those 18 points coming off 7 of 13 shooting. We saw him stretch the floor tonight, too. 2 of 13 from the three-point line to go along with perfect 2 of 2 off of the free throw line. So a good night all around for Madarius Hobson. He will be our Sonic star of the game. Finishing up looking at the points totals for ICC tonight, only other guy in double figures was Tyler Smith, who was chored with getting down low and fighting with some of those big guys from Northeast. 10 points on the night for Smith, 3 of 8 from the field, 4 of 4 off the free throw line for Tyler Smith, but he had 12 rebounds. That was the number that really stuck out to me. Was he leads he leads ICC rebounding tonight. 13 for Chapman from Northeast, 12 for Tyler Smith from ICC. In the starting lineup tonight, as we mentioned early on in the broadcast, a different-looking starting lineup for the Indians tonight. They started Antoine Porter. He had 2 points. Shamar Brown, 3 points. Leading the starters was Kendrickus Carlton. Was only 3 of 10 shooting from the floor. Was 2 of 3 off the free throw line. Totaled up 8 points to go along with 8 rebounds tonight for Kendrickus Carlton. Trevante Doolittle did not score in 22 minutes of action, although he did contribute as an assist man. 5 assists on the night for Trevante Doolittle. Rounding out the starting lineup is Rance Champ. He had 8 total points, 3 of 7 shooting, 2 of those coming from behind the arc. Rounding out the lineup, guys getting in there tonight, Michael Crump saw the floor, as well as Jalen Bean saw the floor there late. And that is a look at the players, starters, points, and just the overall stat lines there for ICC. It was a 34-23 lead for the Indians at the halftime break, but they're outscored by 14 down the stretch by Northeast. Northeast is able to escape in Fulton with a 60-57 victory.
Those final stats and your star of the game being brought to you by the Sonic in Fulton. With over 1.3 million drink combos and mouth-watering burgers, why would you want to go anywhere else? Visit the Sonic in Fulton for exclusive offers and happy hour specials. Don't forget about the Sonic app. They have even more specials there. You can order ahead, especially drink specials there as well. Well, Jordan, it was an exciting night of basketball. The Lady Indians picked up a 76-58 win in the first game of the day. ICC falls short, 60-57 in the nightcap, and of course, it didn't change the outcome of the game by any stretch of the imagination, but unfortunately down the stretch there, that game got a lot bigger, a little too big for the officials to call. And, well,
it happens
sometimes. It happens sometimes. But like I said, that's the reason why I preface it didn't change. It wouldn't have changed the outcome of the game, but it just changed the flow of the game. You really would have liked to see the officiating match the level of play that was on the floor tonight.
Well, occasionally you have 3 guys on the floor who think that their input needs to be heard by the 1,000 people that are in attendance, and that's kind of what happened tonight. You hate to see that have an effect, and I'm not going to say that did have much effect on the final score, but nonetheless, it did play a role. It was hard to see happen down the stretch, but nonetheless, you got to be proud of the effort you saw from the Indians. And as we've mentioned, to drive the point home, this is a much better basketball team than we saw a month ago. The sights are still set high. I mean, that you drop to 3-5 in the division play, but at the very least, you're still going to be tied for that 4th spot, and that's what your eyes have to be on. That's what you got to be shooting for at this point.
Absolutely. No basketball Thursday night for the Indians, Our Lady Indians. Tomorrow we've got baseball scheduled to come your way against Southwest Tennessee. That opening pitch was originally scheduled for 1 o'clock, been pushed back to 12. It'll be available right here on the Red Channel. Of course, that is weather pending. If anything changes, you want to be sure and follow us on Twitter or visit letsgoicc.com. Of course, on Twitter at letsgoicc. So for Raphael Henry, Joey Hill, Lee Adams, and Jordan Smith, I'm Adam Gore saying good night. Have a blessed evening, and as always, Roll Tribe.
Ever since you got that license, you haven't stopped moving forward. Now that you're older and on the move, you need a safer place to keep your money. We get it. A student checking account frees you up with things like mobile check deposit to take care of that check from grandma without having to stop at a bank. Pay with your phone when you're out with friends. And stop worrying about ATM fees. We'll pay you back for those. Worry about your future, not your money. And know that we'll stick with you wherever you go. Renaissance Bank, understanding you. Member FDIC.